Have you ever wondered why you feel so drained? Even when you're doing everything right, eating well, sleeping enough, moving your body, meditating, journaling, all of it. Yet you feel exhausted, almost like there's this invisible force that's draining your energy. Sometimes, burnout isn't just about doing too much. It's about believing you have to do too much to matter. And today we're going to talk about that. Welcome back. I'm a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Today's topic comes from a viewer who asked, I try to take care of myself by getting enough sleep, eating healthy foods, exercising, etc. Yet I'm always tired and burnt out. Why is that? Well, you're not alone. Many people put great effort into taking care of themselves, doing all the right things, yet they feel chronically fatigued. And this is often due to the belief that they have to do too much to matter. To explain this, let's look at the word burnout. When you look at the word literally, burnout means to burn until you're completely empty. And that's exactly what happens in this situation. You keep giving until you have nothing left to give. And the problem with this is that this feeling of emptiness and exhaustion doesn't go away when you get rest. In fact, sometimes it gets worse, because then you feel guilty about not being productive, which makes you want to work harder to prove yourself. Let's use the analogy of a car battery. If you keep driving your car with an almost empty battery, eventually the car is going to break down. Your body works the same way. When you push it beyond its limit, trying to prove yourself and be more than you think you can handle, eventually you're going to break down, maybe with an illness or some other physical problem. When your sense of self-worth is tied to what you do, you fall into a cycle where you believe the only way you can be loved, accepted, or valued is by being productive or being needed. And the problem is, this isn't true. You are not your work. You are not your productivity. You are not your role or your status. You are a human being, and your value is inherent, meaning it's built in, it's intrinsic, it's part of who you are. It's not something you earn or achieve, but many of us weren't taught this growing up. Many of us were taught that we have to earn our value, that we're only lovable if we're successful or if we're needed by others. And so we spend our lives trying to meet these standards, trying to prove ourselves, and when we can't do that, we punish ourselves by beating ourselves up for not being good enough or valuable enough. We fall into a cycle of exhaustion and despair. So, what's the solution here? How do you break the cycle of burnout and low self? The solution is to heal your relationship with yourself. And that starts with challenging the beliefs that drive your behavior. Start by asking yourself why you feel the need to do too much. What are you afraid will happen if you stop? Are you afraid you'll be abandoned? Are you afraid you'll be rejected? Are you afraid you'll disappoint others? Once you identify these fears, you can challenge them. Ask yourself, is there any real evidence that these things will happen? Or are these fears based on past experiences where you were abandoned, rejected, or criticized? Just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it has to happen in the future. Next, ask yourself why you believe you have to do too much to matter. Where did this belief come from? Was it something you were taught growing up? Was it something you experienced in a previous relationship? Often these beliefs are rooted in childhood experiences, where our parents used conditional love as a way to discipline us, or where our sense of safety and security was tied to being needed or praised by our parents. As a child, we didn't have the emotional tools to understand that our worth was untied to our parents' approval, so we adapted to our environment by becoming the child our parents needed. Maybe you became the perfect child, always doing what you were told to do, never causing any trouble. Or maybe you became the hero child, always trying to save the day, always trying to make everyone else happy. Or maybe you became the rebel child, always arguing and fighting, never backing down. Whatever role you took on, it was a survival strategy. It was a way to adapt to your environment and stay safe. But now that you're an adult, those survival strategies can hold you back. They can prevent you from being honest about your needs and wants. They can prevent you from setting boundaries. They can prevent you from living a life that's true to who you are. Next, cultivate self-compassion. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would treat a loved one. When you're struggling, ask yourself, What would I say to a friend in this situation? What would I do? Then do that for yourself. Self-compassion isn't selfish. It's essential. When you're kind to yourself, you free up your energy to be kind to others. When you accept yourself, you free up your energy to accept others. When you forgive yourself, you free up your energy to forgive others. Finally, set boundaries. Boundaries are limits that you set to protect yourself from harm. They're also a way to communicate your needs and wants. When you have healthy boundaries, you're able to say no when you need to. You're able to ask for help when you need it. You're able to be assertive about your needs. Setting boundaries isn't easy, especially if you're not used to it, but it's important to start learning how to do it now. Think of it as a skill that you can develop over time. It takes practice, but it's worth it. The truth is, you were never meant to live in a constant state of performance. You are allowed to rest, to say no, to stop measuring your value in what you do for others. This is the hidden link between burnout and low self. You were never meant to be so hard on yourself. And I know it's easier said than done, but you have to try. Your value is not a reward you earn. It's something you carry. Whether or not the world sees it, you are enough, even when you are still. Thanks for watching. See you next time.